Assalamu alaikum. Marhaba. This is Tamara AL Bakri, and I'm excited to be part of Humans of Telecom.
Hey everyone, a very warm welcome to Humans of Telecom, the Unplugged podcast. This is your host Anurag Aggarwal, Chief Revenue Officer at GMS.
As most of you know by now, this podcast takes you behind the scenes of the fast-paced world of telecom and showcases the human side of some of the most well-known individuals within the space. It has hosted guests from all walks of life and from all parts of the world, be that Asia, Africa, Americas, and even Europe. However, a region which I believe has not been covered enough and deserves more attention is the Middle East, our land of the Arabs. And with that in mind, I started my search for an interesting profile that fits the bill, and I found just the perfect one. This individual has been serving the telecom industry, especially in the roaming space, for over 15 years now. She has worked with leading telecom brands including Umniah and Vodafone, as well as our flagship industry association, the GSMA. Not only that, her popularity brought her onto the ROCCO 100 list of being one of the most influential persons worldwide within the roaming and interconnect space. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming Tamara AL Bakri, Head of Roaming and Carrier Services at Vodafone Qatar. Tamara, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for agreeing to be a part of this journey. We'd love to hear more about you. Which part of the world do you belong to? And from where are you joining this podcast today?
Thank you so much, Anurag, and thanks for the nice introduction. My name is Tamara. I'm from Jordan, and I'm joining today from Qatar.
Hey Tamara, so good to have you on the show. So, a lady from Jordan who's today now based in Qatar. So, let's hear a little bit more about your journey. How has it been like growing up in Jordan? How did you get into the world of telecom? And if you compare Jordan and Qatar, are they very similar places or very different? What can you talk about the two countries also? So, let's hear more about your journey.
I've been raised in a beautiful country called Jordan, where we have 4 seasons: a nice summer, great spring, cold winter, living in a loving family, and we were living in a series which called The Doctors. So most of my family members are doctors. So I wanted always to be a doctor like them, but I ended up studying electrical engineering, and I specialized in telecommunications and electronics. During my study in the university, Umniah was still a startup company, and I wanted always to join that company. I was reading a lot about the future of telecommunication, and I wanted to be part of this industry. So I joined Umniah as a trainee, and it was part of, the hours that we need to finish during studying. And I was very lucky to be also selected by them and to be appointed as one of their team members. I spent it in Umniah like more than 7 years. Then I've got an opportunity to move to my second home, which is Qatar. I always wanted to be part also of Vodafone family, this big brand in telecommunication. And to be honest, I think I made the right decision to move to this country and to this company as well.
Wonderful, Tamara. And I must say that you and I have a similarity. I've been raised in a family of lawyers, and I too was always aspiring to become one member of the legal fraternity. But instead, even I ended up getting onto the engineering route, and I also did my telecom engineering. So here we are. We both were destined to interact with each other at some point of time.
Yeah. Everything happened for a reason. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. And within your career, I'm sure there must have been many interesting, memorable, and impactful moments. So, if I ask you for one moment which is extremely memorable or impactful for you, would you have anything to share with us today?
See, there are many, many exciting moments in my career, and not only one. So I can remember when we hosted the GSMA Arab World in Amman, in Jordan. And it was my proposal to the management. I wanted to do that. And at that point of time, nobody really cares about what are you doing and what it will bring to the country or to Omnia as a value. And I took it as a challenge. The success behind that event was really, really amazing. And I started to build this nice connection with people and building that trust. And this was one of the turning points in my life, because I took my career from the traditional one to another level of dealing with, with certain speakers, with industry experts, knowing more and more people from the roaming family. That was really, really one of the most interesting moments in my career life. The second one, I can say, when I decided to get out of my comfort zone, to change my company, to change also the country where I'm living, and I'm happy living there as well. So it was not an easy decision, but I decided to move, to follow my dreams, and to join the group that I dreamed to be part of. Moving from your country to another place like Qatar with this great diversity in the country. Oh, by the way, it's different than Jordan. Even in the let's say the climate is different. The diversity here is, I mean, you're talking about more than 50 nationality within a small company. This is by itself is a life experience. So I learned a lot, not only on the professional side, but also on the personal side as well.
Wonderful. And I think whenever one gets a chance to go outside of the comfort zone, that's a very impactful moment and that's a defining moment in their life. So I can totally understand that.
Yeah.
All right. And on that note, we move to our next section, which is focusing purely on Tamara and her human side. So, Tamara, if there is something shocking or unknown about you, which nobody knows within the industry, especially, what would that one thing be?
Um, Maybe they don't know that I'm a good writer. So I like writing diaries, stories, and sometimes poems as well. One of my dreams is to have my own book and to release my own book, which should be soon, inshallah. So this is one. If you want, I can also tell you that a little bit about my personal life. I'm a mother for three amazing kids, three boys. So I have my own army at home, and you can imagine how difficult life is with three boys. Um, so yes, another one, which is not a secret actually, many people knows that I like cooking. So I like to cook international food, and I'm very good in that. You need to try, Anurag. You should come and try.
Absolutely. So that's very interesting. So I'm talking to somebody who is a mother of three, a voracious writer, and also an amazing international chef. So that's quite a fascinating combination, I must say.
Not really a chef, but
I'm sure that especially your children must be having a great time with all the wonderful meals and everything that they're able to get their hands on.
I'm doing my best. And actually, my elder son, he also likes cooking. So we share that nice moments at the kitchen from time to another.
Amazing. That's wonderful. All right. And beyond all these writing and cooking skills, what is Tamara's passion? What is the one thing that you do to recharge yourself?
Spending time with family and friends, those nice moments where you have the people that you really love, talk with them, laugh with them, the outings that we're doing, being close to the family. I'm really recharging by doing that. Also, the peaceful 1 hour that I'm having with myself in the morning, taking care of my plants, is also, I mean, priceless. I mean, this is very important for me every single morning. Part of the routine that I'm doing my best to keep it every day. As you said, to recharge and to be able to continue. Being a working mom is not easy. I mean, to create that life and work balance is a challenge by itself, and it's not easy. And I can't say that I'm very successful in doing that, but I'm really, really doing my best. I read a lot, and I'm trying to learn a lot of techniques to create that balance in life.
Wonderful. That's amazing. And yes, I think that balance is so important for all of us, and especially taking out time for oneself to recharge and re energize oneself. I think that's so important. So I can totally resonate with that. All right. And now we move over to two games. Firstly, I'm going to be putting up 5 words to you.
Mhm.
And for each word, would love to know the first thought that comes to your mind. And as I always tell my guests, that be human, be spontaneous. So would love to know what you think about them. So can we start on that?
Go ahead. Yeah,
All right. So the first word, Tamara, is telecom.
it's life.
Yes, I think with 15 years into the profession, you can definitely say it's life.
It is life, not only for me, I mean, for everyone. And telecom is becoming like one of the human rights, to be honest. I mean,
Absolutely.
gives you security, not it's beyond connectivity.
I agree. I mean, literally, you're right. It's a lifeline that we all need in today's times. All right. The next one is motivation.
Hope for a better future for everyone.
All right. The third is family.
Family is the endless love, is the support, is the, I mean, it's everything. It's everything to me.
Wonderful. The fourth is career.
Career is learning more and more and to be a better person every day. It's an endless journey. And I think our career is not limited to a place or one work that you're doing. Your role is part of your role in the life as well. So this is endless journey for me.
Perfect. Very well said. It is definitely an endless journey, and I think we're always working towards being a better version of ourselves every day.
And you know, Anurag, I strongly believe that we're here for a reason. I mean, we should be a good change in life. I wish and I'm really trying to do. I mean, if we can change the world to be better, like 1 centimeter better than yesterday, this is an achievement for us. So we should leave a good change. We should leave a good print in the life.
Absolutely. That is definitely such a wonderful thought. All right. And our final word where we are today, podcast.
Humans of telecom, of course. It can't be better than that.
Are you otherwise into podcasts? Do you ever get a chance to listen to them? And is this the first time you featured on one?
I listen to the one that are listed on Instagram or posted on Instagram for my colleagues, and it was really amazing. And I was happy to hear the human side of them. So it's a wonderful idea, Anurag, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. All right. And we move on to our second game, a very interesting one. I'm going to request you to tell us 3 statements. 2 of them have to be truths, one of them has to be a lie, and I'll try and guess which one of them is a lie. So, would you have 3 such statements for us today?
Okay. First one, I like cats.
Okay.
Second one, second one is I love interior design and the home decorations. And maybe this is one of the things that I can work on, I mean, in future.
All right.
The third one, I've recently completed my MBA. So which one is true and which one is the lie, Anurag?
Hmm. All right. So, you said that you like cats and you've recently completed your MBA, and interior designing is also another area of interest. So, I would like to take a chance and believe that given all your skills, interior designing is also something which you're good at. And maybe you have just completed your MBA recently, and that could be an exciting conversation. So I would like to believe that you are not fond of cats. So am I right out here that the first one is a lie?
Yes, you're right.
Wonderful. I'm getting better at this game over a period of time.
See, I like watching cats, but not touching them and not getting close to them.
Interesting. And what's the story behind your love for interior designing and MBA? Like, what made you suddenly get onto the MBA journey?
See, I'll tell you the sad part of it. So when my mother passed away, I was spending time alone, and it was very hard moments for me. So my husband suggested that why don't you complete your MBA? You always wanted to do that, and you were busy with the work and kids. And this is a good time to fill your time with something which is, you wanted to do all the time. So I made up my mind. I joined a university and I started to study the MBA, and I took the digital marketing specialty as well, which is very interesting, and it added a lot, especially that, the roaming and interconnect. This unit is sometimes, it's not really part of the marketing, but you have this cross-functional work. With marketing, with technology, with operations team. So it makes sense to have this. And I'm really happy that I completed this part and I made use of that time, which was really hard to me. And I'm sure that my mom is happy and she's proud that I've done this, because she was a big supporter in all my life.
Wonderful, Tamara. That's quite interesting to know the background to this story. And I think definitely it's a proud moment for your family and for you to have completed this. And what about interior designing? So is that something also as an alternate career path for Tamara in future?
See, and don't laugh. I like changing houses. So
All
every
right.
2 or 3 years, especially that we're here in Qatar, so we're renting the houses. We're not buying the house.
Right.
So I keep on moving from one house to another, changing all the furniture. And I really love that. I enjoy changing furniture, doing the design at home, and creating those cozy corners. So, yeah, this is something I really, really love. And believe me, I would love also to do that in a professional way in future. So this might be maybe a future career for me.
Interesting. That definitely is a very innovative and a line which involves a lot of creativity. So I'm hoping that you get a chance to further explore that side of you. And on that note, we come to the final question of this section. Do you have any favorite book or movie that you like reading or watching and something you'd like to talk about today?
I want to encourage people to read the book called The Secret for Rhonda Byrne. And this also make a difference in my life. So when you really believe in something, when you're focusing on a target, when you use your energy positively to reach to a certain goal, you will do that. I encourage them to read this nice book. It has many positive stories. And this is one of the things that I like, or the books that I like. The second book that I want them to read is my book when I release it. So stay tuned. I'll send you the first copy, Anurag.
Awesome. I'm going to hold you to that.
Yeah.
Wonderful. All right. And on that note, we come to our final question, our signature question. What does being human mean to you? What sort of a human being would you want the world to remember you as?
So, Anurag, being a good human involves set of values, behaviors, and actions that contribute to others' life. What I wanted them to remember me by is like someone who made a positive impact on their life. I hope also to be remembered as a person who never gave up.
Interesting. And I think, given all the various facets about your life, I think one can definitely expect that you are for sure somebody who will not be giving up. And for sure, we will be waiting for that book, which will be released soon. So we can hear more thoughts about Tamara from that book.
Yes, sure.
All right. And on that note, Tamara, on behalf of Humans of Telecom, I'd like to thank you for taking out time and being on the show. It was a very interesting conversation, and it was good to see that somebody whom we only know for the world of roaming and interconnect has so many other facets to her life. So, thank you so much, and I do hope we get to catch up soon.
Thank you so much, Anurag. It was really a pleasure to meet with you and also to know a little bit about you. Maybe next time I will be the one who will do this interview with you. And we would love also to hear more from you. Thank you so much for giving me the time, and looking forward to meet with you and with other colleagues soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Tamara. And as always, to our wonderful listeners here, thanks a lot for tuning into the show. We hope this episode gave you a good glimpse of the human side of Tamara AL Bakri, someone who thought that she'll enter into the medical profession but was destined to be in the carrier world, someone who has now dedicated her life to the telecom and roaming space, someone who comes with so many hats, whether it's being an international chef, a writer, or even an interior designer. That for us is Tamara AL Bakri. So, if you enjoyed today's episode, do stay tuned in, because we shall soon be releasing yet another episode and another compelling story from the telecom space. And do follow the podcast on your preferred streaming channel. On behalf of Humans of Telecom, this is your host Anurag Aggarwal signing off for now. Take care.